So, thanks for joining my channel. Just a little bit of a preface. I wanted to be a YouTuber for years, and it just never materialized for me, I guess. I got into other stuff, and I still like to do it, but, and if it takes off in some direction, who knows where, this video will be on my channel. And I'm just going to talk about why I named my channel what it was. Well, the name of it, Hobson's Choice. So that's my surname, Hopson. And where do you start? I guess I'd just say my family, my dad's side of my family, they're all college graduates, as well as a few of them were also military and policemen, stuff like that. So, but I never did anything. Like, I dropped out of college twice. I am now a machine operator. That is my title. Anyways, we talk about, you look into your life, you wanted to be something, all you made it was a machine operator, but anyways, sometimes people that don't, some people just aren't meant to be something, you know what I mean? But in those cases, a lot of those people kind of look into like inspiration and stuff like that. Well, you look up your name, your surname. Why is it famous? What is popular about it? Because most surnames have something, at least European surnames, like whether it's long before Conor McGregor came about, his surname was infamous in Scotland, and you weren't even allowed to have that last name, or you could be like killed or some shit. Really, that's the truth. But I don't know, about 50, 60 years ago, there was a shoe brand, athletic wear brand called McGregor. There's a lot of names that go into something, you know what I mean? Either a town was named after him or this or that and the other. Anyways, Hobson is kind of like a surname from a surname, like the root surname Hobbs, which first showed up in England, I don't know, around early second millennium. I don't know where it came from. My guess is probably they were Anglo-Saxon, which means they came to England from Germany in one of the conquests of Britain that the Normans did, the Romans did, Germans, Vikings. They all tried to take over England at one time. Anywho, you go and look at it. The first famous Hobson would have been Thomas Tobias Hobson. And he was around from late 1500s, early 1600s, mid-late 1500s to mid-1600s. I don't know exactly. But from his life came a phrase called Hobson's Choice. That is still used today. If you were to Google Hobson's Choice, right below the Google search bar is different categories. If you clicked on News and hit Search under Hobson's Choice, you'd find it's still used across the world. Scroll down a few pages, you'd see a lot of articles from different media publications in different nations, mainly used in like politics. But what does it mean and why is it even there? So there's like a different, I guess you could call them idioms or paradoxes or something like that. One of them, I looked them up after I found out that the name Hobson had something famous about it. I found that Hobson's Choice, and so there's other things like that. Like there's one called Morton's Fork. Morton's Fork. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what it means. There's one called Occam's Razor. I'm not sure exactly what it means. I think I just read it today, but it was kind of cool, whatever it was. And then there's one, my favorite one, called Buridian's ass. Buridian's ass. Yes. Buridian was somebody that lived in the ancient Middle Eastern times or something like that, and he had a donkey. They refer to ass as donkey, and the donkey was placed equal distance, and it was placed equal distance between hay and water, and it was equally hungry and thirsty, but it never could decide which one it should eat or drink. So it dies of whatever, thirst and starvation. So whenever I heard that, I thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of like I've had situations like that in my life, but never that drastic to where I died. I had to choose between this or that. But ultimately, there may be something in the works now to where I ultimately die because I can't make a choice. But, I won't know that until I'm dead, I guess. But anyways, so what does Hobson's choice mean? Well, Thomas Hopson, the guy I talked about earlier, owned a stable in Cambridgeshire, England. So he rented horses every day, and in the process of renting horses to people, Cambridge University was there back in the day, even then, and I'm not sure if he was the only stable owner in town, and that was the reason why he became so famous, because they had no other choice but to take Hobson's choice. He's probably kind of growled at him under their breath when they said, "Oh yeah, that's a Hobson's choice." You come up with stuff like that. You're maybe people on your job site, and you come up with a few things like that. Maybe they don't become as famous as something like what happened with Hobson's choice, or Occam's razor, or Morton's fork. They're all named after people. But anyways, Hobson himself says you can only have the horse at the front of the barn, and people were like, "I want to rent a different horse," and he's like, "Nah, you only get the one at the front of the barn because people would choose the same one every day. They would get ridden too much," and he wanted to keep a fresh rotation of horses. So it became known as a choice to either take the horse at the front or leave it. Take it or leave it. That's basically what Hobson's choice means. So now you know. Am I even related to this guy? I have no idea. My ancestors came from Ireland. They can't find the one that comes like in the 1600s somewhere. They don't know where he came from. Most likely England, because at that point in time was the War of the Three Kingdoms in Great Britain. So they kind of became a united kingdom after that. And, I'm not sure exactly the total history of it, but for an Englishman to move to Ireland at that point in time happened, but probably not 200 or 300 years prior to that. So, anyways, there's a little bit of history for you. I look up surnames too. I do a lot of surname research, not just mine. I know all kinds of stuff about my mom's surname, Campbell, and I know more about it than probably most Campbells know, because it's shrouded in tons of influence and history and power in the Scottish Highlands and all that stuff, and but it's also kind of infamous. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll figure out what I want to do with my YouTube channel.